I have a dribbling video for you, and before I tell you the specific routine you can follow, I just wanted to give you a few tips that you should focus on whenever you're practicing dribbling. So first of all, let me just say, yes, I am on pavement. This was part of a video series I was doing about how to train by yourself, and a lot of it was with a wall, so I just did the dribbling here, but you can obviously do this on grass or anywhere, even in your own home. So the first thing I want to say, or the first tip I want to give you, is always use both feet. As you can see in this video and all of my videos, I'm always using both feet. A lot of you are complaining that your weak foot isn't strong enough. The truth is you are not using it enough. So whenever you're practicing, always use both feet, and eventually you will have two strong feet. Next thing I want you to think about is the speed at which you're doing these drills. Try to do them as quick as possible. If you're just jogging through the cones, you really aren't challenging yourself. You're not making it realistic. You should be getting tired. You should be losing control of the ball at some points. So really keep up the speed. It will benefit you. It will improve your skill, but it will also improve your fitness. Next thing I want you to think about is those small little touches whenever you're moving forward. So it's really important that you always keep the ball really close to you. Just think about Messi, those little touches on his left foot. How many touches does he get in a short period? The ball is always within his control, so don't let the ball get away from you. Finally, the last tip I want you to focus on is getting really low to the ground, bending your knees whenever you change direction. So whether you are beating a defender or you're just going in the opposite direction, focus on getting lower. This will help you be more explosive. And I just wanted to show you this clip because this is what I was doing between each drill. Just a little bit of active rest. So instead of just juggling the ball on the spot, I was juggling the ball through the cones, taking the same pattern as I did with the dribbling drills. Just a little bit of active rest, a little more challenging. So while you're doing this, keep the ball up, but also focus on your breathing and recovery. So here's the workout that I want you guys to do. You'll first do the skip, as you saw, and I'll demonstrate these again. Then you'll do the croqueta, then you'll do the step over, then you'll do the rolls, and just have a little bit of fun with it. Don't feel like you have to do the same thing every time. Be creative with it and do the active juggling rest in between each set. So I'll show you guys the drills again. This is the skip, and you'll see the other ones. Enjoy it, have fun with it. Like I said, be creative. Don't feel like you have to do the exact same move every time. Dribbling should be creative because you're never going to have the same exact situation ever again. It's always different, it's always new, and you need to be able to be creative and get yourself out of new and challenging positions. So have fun with it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, please comment, please subscribe, please share this video with your friends and teammates, and please come back tomorrow because I got another video for you and we're going to keep on improving. I'll talk to you soon.
Attack 1v1. Once you receive the ball, or even before, look around to make the right choice. Awareness is critical because if your teammate is wide open, or there's 3 defenders in front of you, it's probably not the best time to dribble. Next, nudge at your opponent. Dribbling towards the defender forces them to commit. Either they're going to attempt to close you down, or back up and let you do what you want. As you get closer, watch the defender's feet to anticipate what they're going to do. The third step is beating your opponent. Use whatever skills you wish to confuse the defender, or just cut past him with speed. The key is to watch the defender and do what he doesn't expect. If he's leaning to the left, go to the right. He takes your fake to the right, go to the left. If he does nothing, accelerate past him and leave him behind. Finally, beating the defender isn't much use if you give the ball away after. Technique. Start by spreading your legs wide. Then use the inside of your foot to drag the ball across your body, quickly moving your leg behind the ball and stopping the ball with the outside of that same foot. Complete the skill by doing a standard elastico. Use the outside of your foot to push the ball back across your body, before again switching the ball to the inside of your foot and pushing the ball away. There are 3 separate touches in the double elastico, but as your speed increases, they will begin to look like one continuous motion. Practice. Practice elasticos by touching the ball with the inside and outside of your foot. Begin slowly, moving the ball only centimeters in each direction. As you improve, increase the speed and distance the ball moves with each touch. Eventually, both your foot and the ball will move so fast that it looks like one continuous motion. Technique. Our version of the hocus pocus is done with 2 quick touches. First, stand with your weaker foot slightly forward to leave room for the ball to move behind. Then use the inside of your foot to drag the ball behind the other leg. Before the ball gets away from you, use the top of that same foot to push the ball forward. The hocus pocus is not the most practical skill to use in real game situations, but practicing it can help you improve your footwork with the ball, as well as being a great way to showcase your skills and impress your friends. With that in mind, the hocus pocus is a cool way to try a nutmeg. Start by dragging the ball behind your leg as if you're going to pass in that direction. Then when the defender starts to move in that direction, surprise them by pushing the ball forward and through their legs. And if you successfully nutmeg someone with a hocus pocus, you basically win life. Technique. Scoop turn technique is really quite simple. Use the inside of your foot to push the ball one direction, then surprise the defender by quickly dragging the ball in the other direction, dragging the ball in a semicircular motion. Scoop turns are all about the element of surprise. Make the defender think you're going to pass a certain direction by looking that way and starting to push the ball in that direction. Then leave them behind by dragging the ball the other way and accelerating past them. Scoop turns are also a great way to do nutmegs. If the defender takes your fake, they may move to block the ball, oftentimes opening up a space between their legs. Complete the skill by pushing the ball through their legs and once again accelerating past them. Finally, practice scoop turns with both legs, so you can use the skill in both directions. Practicing scoop turns with both feet helps improve your overall ball control, especially with your weaker foot. Technique. The speed elastic is a variation of an elastico, useful for navigating tight situations. Start by using the outside of your foot to push the ball away from your body. Then quickly use the inside of that same foot to push the ball out in front of you and past the defender. Just like a traditional elastico, the speed elastic must be done in a single step. Unlike an elastico, a speed elastic can be used to accelerate forward rather than across your body. The speed elastic is especially useful in two situations. Between defenders. As you dribble toward an opponent, often a second defender will be nearby to help. The speed elastic enables you to move quickly through tight spaces. So look for gaps between defenders, then use the speed elastic to split them before they have time to react. Down the line. Defenders often leave a small gap near the touchline. Use the speed elastic to surprise defenders and escape past them down the line. Helpful tips. Width. Practice doing speed elastics wide enough to evade a defender's outstretched leg. Speed. Practice doing
dip my shoulder and get into it to make my defender think that I'm going left. After I've performed the move, tap out, push that ball into space and explode as fast as you can in the opposite direction. So there you have it. That's the run up of how to do the move. Next, I'm going to show you 3 very effective moves to be doing in games. The first move I'm going to show you is the step over. A step over is when you take your non-dominant foot and you swing it over in front of and then plant it on the opposite side of the ball. And then with the outside of your dominant foot, you push it into space. The step over is a very effective move and you can be creative with it. It looks cool and it really works if you really emphasize the fake. So you're going to approach the defender, perform the move about 3 to 4 feet away from him, swing that left foot over the ball or your non-dominant foot over the ball, dip your shoulders, plant, and push out with the right foot. Emphasize that step and dip so that he thinks you're really going to go to that left and then push off to the right. I see a lot of players throwing in tons of step overs and they're not moving their upper body at all. The defender's not going to react. What he reacts to is the full body thinking that it's going to go this direction and then you go the other way. The second move I'm going to show you is the drag and go. I call it the drag and go because you drag the ball with your dominant foot with the inside of the foot like you're going to go to the left, and then the last minute you dip your shoulder and you push off in the other direction. Quickly approach the defender, slow down as you get close, drag that ball when you're about 3 to 4 feet away from him, plant with your left foot, dip with the left shoulder so that you think he's going to go this way, and then push off in that opposite direction, fast and explode past him. The next move I'm going to show you is the Maradona. It can be a little bit more flair, a little bit more exciting, but it's also very effective when you're about to get into a 50-50 tackle and you want to spin and go the other way. For the Maradona, it's a little bit different. I wouldn't recommend doing the Maradona when you're going at a defender with the ball and you want to beat him 1v1. The Maradona is more about when you're about to get into a 50-50 tackle and at the last minute you pull that ball back and then you spin in the opposite direction and you explode past him. So for the Maradona, I pull the ball back with my dominant foot using the sole of the foot, and then I start my spin, my backside spin. I'm going to spin with my left shoulder leading, and then I drag the ball or spin with the ball with my left foot, and then I explode off in that direction. If I want to go the other way, you're going to pull it back with your left foot and then spin with your right, leading backside right. So your back right shoulder is going to lead in that spin. So again, don't...
Crossbar. If you want to be throwing pounders left and right, you need to recognize patterns. When's the best time to try it and where's it going to be most effective? You have to set up an illusion. You're either going to create the opportunity or recognize that it's time to nutmeg them. So we start with the classic. Notice that I go into open space, which makes the defender want to close me down, which means I just might be able to slip the ball through. That's the only reason why we started with this one. If you understand the principle of when to nutmeg your opponent, you'll immediately have more success. D'Alessandro is an Argentinian midfielder, and this is essentially his signature move. If you can get this one down, it will work like crazy. It's only 3 or 4 steps, so it's not too complicated, but you gotta do it right. Place your foot on the ball, drag it quickly, let it hit the side of your foot, put your foot quickly on the ground so the defender thinks he has a chance to rush in, and then push off and tap the ball through his legs. Go check him out and see how lethal this is at a high level. Guys, pulling off this meg is very satisfying. It's perfect when a defender is all over you, not trying to give you an inch. Try to avoid rolling the ball directly back into your body. Give yourself just a little bit of space so you can get around the defender. Also perfect for a 50-50 ball when you think you'll just be able to reach the ball before the defender. You can change it up completely. Just remember that you've got to make it appear like the ball is unprotected for a second so the defender will bite. This punt is sometimes called the comma for the way that it curls. It's great on the wings, very deceptive. I'd say it's probably most effective when you fake, like you're gonna make a cross or pass. If you can get the defender worried about a cross, they'll be completely susceptible for when you try to beat them. This is literally the first nutmeg my dad ever taught me. He was a pro, he played for the Nigerian national team, and he still pulls this move on kids that he coaches. It's a simple little combo. We pull it behind us with a simple little half croif, step on the ball, and quickly transition when the defender steps in, and you're gone. It's perfect for when you're stuck in the corner, but if you have a little bit of space and time, you can pull it off anywhere. No move is going to work 100% of the time, so keep after it. No worries if you miss a few. You never know, it might just pop off for you on the first go, so keep it.
Literally don't need to touch the ball for this one, but it's basically so useful. I've used this in the game, and I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to tell you if I haven't. I've used this about 4 or 5 times, I think, in the whole time I've played, just because it only pops up in certain situations when a defender is right on your back. So it works perfectly how I described it here, because Brad is right up on my back, so I can literally just let the ball go straight through both of our legs. He can't physically see the ball because my body's in the way, and I've put a little bit of emphasis on my movement so that he thinks I'm going to take it left or right, but really it's gone between his legs. I mean, you can't get more cheeky than that. It's quite nice to watch as well. I feel like it's a nice, beautiful skill. But yeah, like I said, there's not much practice to this. Try and be as enthusiastic as you can when you're either turning left or right, so they think you're going to go one direction, and make yourself look big, because then they cannot see the ball. That's the main aim, so they can't see the ball, they don't know what you're going to do with it, and that's the trickery around it. Let's move on. So I'm not sure exactly what this skill is called. I believe it's called the Sonic turn, I think. I don't know. Maybe you guys have different names. I always get tortured in the comments for putting random names and stuff that you guys don't agree with. But either way, I'm going to call it the Sonic turn. It's such a beautiful one to look at. I think it's one of the harder ones of the 5 to do. So it's going to take a little bit of practice. What you want to do is the ball's coming in. You want to try and chop it, like chopped behind your legs, as you can see. And then you want to turn your body on a 180 to push the ball through the legs. Now it has to be quite quick, because if you try to do that on a defender, they've got a lot of chance to just stick their foot in. So the distance, the timing, everything is so important. But if you constantly practice this trick, you can practice off a wall, which is something that I would do. Kick the ball against the wall, practice it on nobody. But then if you've got a mate or you've got a defender in training or anything like that, then give it a go. I mean, training is where you want to try express yourself in skills and things. That's where I did. In match situations, you know, you kind of get the right time. You want to do it at the right time sometimes. But either way, like I say, I really like this one to look at, and I think it's really smooth. Give it a go. If you can't do it, keep practicing. Eventually you'll get it. Alright, let's move on. Okay, for this one, it's not really used a lot in games. You won't find a lot of people using it. You will see it on the odd occasion. It's mainly more in the Brazilian and Spanish leagues. You'll see this just because of the way English football is. But either way, you can do this stationary. I've showed a couple of examples where I've been stationary, which means I'm basically standing still when I'm doing the trick. But it can be done on the move. It's just there's different variations to it. Push it out first with my the bottom of my foot, and then I drag it to the left, because that basically leads the defender in to think you're going to go forward. So they step with their foot, and then you drag it inside of them. That's basically why I like that one over just the drag. I mean, you can just drag it through people's legs. It will work if you put emphasis on your body, but put emphasis on your trick is the most important part of it. But either way, give us a shot. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, so you've probably seen this trick used on my channel a lot. It's probably one of my favourite tricks to use in a game, in training, wherever. It's just such a beautiful skill. So basically with this one, you're going to drag it over your left foot or your right foot, depending on what strong foot you are. I'm right, so I go with my right foot, and then I flick through with my weak foot, just because then I can run on and touch it with the outside of my right foot and drag it away. So yeah, this is just a trick that I use quite a lot, just because I think it just fools defenders every time. Like, if you're coming up to someone brand new who doesn't know you, because all my mates now know that I like that trick quite a lot and they know what's coming, but if you do it against someone brand new, they're just not going to have a clue, basically. They're just going to be stuck. But either way, it's just beautiful. Use this one, master it. Let's move on. Alright, so this is a lot similar to the one that I've already shown with the inside of the foot, but it's with the outside of the foot. It's a lot different in a sense of how your body works. Now, if you notice, my head is up when I do this skill on one of the goes, because I'm trying to fake Brad into thinking I'm looking around to give a pass, to do something. And if you notice, I'll slow this down for you, because it's really quite clever. Even though it happens so fast, you might not realize it. I push the ball forward again, so he thinks that I'm going to go down line. Obviously, right now, it's just for an example. He knows exactly what I'm going to do. But in a game, if a defender sees you push it forward, he's going to, again, step that in front, just to try and get your foot on the ball, and then you're just going to drag it back through. And because you're not physically looking at him, you can pretend you don't even know he's coming in, which is the best point about it. If you fake the defender into thinking you're not even looking at him, or don't know he's coming in, and you can just hear him, then it's perfect, because you make him look a mug. He can slip over, people can laugh or clap you, you know, it happens. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Let's say if you want to check out the other skills videos, they'll be on the screen somewhere else.
Show you 3 attacking dribbling moves that you should know when you're going at a defender. When you're going at a defender, the #1 thing you want to do is try to get past him. You can make it easier on yourself if you throw in a move or a fake. I always think it's best to keep it simple. The more tricky and the more advanced moves you're going to get, you lead to more cause for error, and most likely you're not going to have the time or the space in the game to do it. So I like to keep it simple and really emphasize the juke and the fake of the moves. First, we're going to talk about the run up. When you're running at your defender, you want to run straight at them. If you start running to the left or to the right, they're going to know which way you're going to go. When you start to go at your defender, start making your touches smaller and smaller as you get nearer. The next thing you got to worry about is when to perform the move. You should perform it about 2 arms distance away. If you're too close, he can stick a foot in there and disrupt your move, and if you're too far away, he won't have to react to it, and he can just stay there and wait for you to get closer. So about 2 arm distances away, so about 3 to 4 feet, that's when you want to perform your move. While performing the move, make sure that you're overemphasizing the way that you're not going to go. So if I'm going to make my fake to the left and then explode right, I'm going to really dip my shoulder and get into it to make my defender think that I'm going left. After I've performed the move, tap out, push that ball into space, and explode as fast as you can in the opposite direction. So there you have it. That's the run-up of how to do the move. Next, I'm going to show you 3 very effective moves to be doing in games. The first move I'm going to show you is the step over. A step over is when you take your non-dominant foot and you swing it over in front of and then plant it on the opposite side of the ball, and then with the outside of your dominant foot, you push it into space. The step over is a very effective move, and you can be creative with it. It looks cool, and it really works if you really emphasize the fake. So you're going to approach the defender, perform the move about 3 to 4 feet away from him, swing that left foot over the ball or your non-dominant foot over the ball, dip your shoulders, plant, and push out with the right foot. Emphasize that step and dip so that he thinks you're really going to go to that left, and then push off to the right. I see a lot of players throwing in tons of step overs and they're not moving their upper body at all. The defender's not going to react. What he reacts to is the full body thinking that it's going to go this direction, and then you go the other way. The second move I'm going to show you is the drag and go. I call it the drag and go because you drag the ball with your dominant foot with the inside of the foot like you're going to go to the left, and then at the last minute you dip your shoulder and you push off in the other direction. Quickly approach the defender, slow down as you get close, drag that ball when you're about 3 to 4 feet away from him, plant with your left foot, dip with the left shoulder so that you think he's going to go this way, and then push off in that opposite direction, fast, and explode past him. The next move I'm going to show you is the Maradona. It can be a little bit more flair, a little bit more exciting, but it's also very effective when you're about to get into a 50-50 tackle and you want to spin and go the other way. For the Maradona, it's a little bit different. I wouldn't recommend doing the Maradona when you're going at a defender with the ball and you want to beat him 1v1. The Maradona is more about when you're about to get into a 50-50 tackle and at the last minute you pull that ball back and then you spin in the opposite direction and you explode past him. So for the Maradona, I pull the ball back with my dominant foot using the sole of the foot, and then I start my spin, my backside spin. I'm going to spin with my left shoulder leading, and then I drag the ball or spin with the ball with my left foot, and then I explode off in that direction. If I want to go the other way, you're going to pull it back with your left foot and then spin with your right, leading backside right. So your back right shoulder is going to lead in that spin. So again, don't use the Maradona when you're just 1v1 with the defender. It's not going to work like you want it to. The Maradona is more about escaping that 50-50 tackle that's about to happen or getting out of a tight space. The Maradona, remember, we're going to pull back with the right foot, spin backside left shoulder, and then sweep the ball with our left foot and explode off in this direction again. All three of these moves can be used really efficiently and effectively during a game if used correctly. Make sure that you're practicing these moves every single day so that when you get into a game in a real life situation that you can execute them perfectly. I hope this video helped you guys, and if you liked it, be sure to check out our other video tutorials on our page, and also be sure to subscribe.
Start by spreading your legs wide. Then use the inside of your foot to drag the ball across your body, quickly moving your leg behind the ball and stopping the ball with the outside of that same foot. Complete the skill by doing a standard elastico. Use the outside of your foot to push the ball back across your body, before again switching the ball to the inside of your foot and pushing the ball away. There are 3 separate touches in the double elastico, but as your speed increases, they will begin to look like one continuous motion. Practice. Practice elasticos by touching the ball with the inside and outside of your foot. Begin slowly, moving the ball only centimeters in each direction. As you improve, increase the speed and distance the ball moves with each touch. Eventually, both your foot and the ball will move so fast that it looks like one continuous motion.
Move around up and down on that stage as you